NHL RFA domino has fallen. The Winnipeg Jets and Kyle Connor have come to terms on a new contract. We'll discuss the new deal coming up next. So welcome back to Top Shelf Hockey. We have some more breaking news tonight from the NHL. The Winnipeg Jets and Kyle Connor have come to terms on a new contract. It's a 7-year deal with an average annual value at $7.14 million to put an end to all the RFA holdouts. Now the NHL season will start without having any players holding out and withholding their services till the contract is reached, which is great news for fans. It's good news for the teams. It's really good news for everybody involved, just from a pure entertainment perspective, as well as all the teams being as competitive as possible to put the best teams they can on the ice. So as I mentioned, this deal for Kyle Connor is a 7-year contract. Most of the reports that we've been hearing about any updates regarding the contract negotiations between the Jets and Connor have indicated that a long-term deal was likely preferred from both sides. And I think a 7-year deal at $7 million is very, very reasonable. If you look around at a lot of the other RFAs and compare them, I think this is a pretty fair contract. Kyle Connor's an excellent hockey player. Has back-to-back seasons now of 25 and 31 goals respectively. He's a perfect fit on that top line to play with Wheeler and Scheifele. I know obviously Patrik Laine wants to play up there as well. We'll see how the Jets decide to deploy him this season, but obviously this video is about Kyle Connor. So he's a really solid hockey player all around, and I really like this deal. I think longer term, if he could be a consistent 30-goal man for the Winnipeg Jets, then this is going to be a steal of a deal longer term. I think by the time this contract is at the midway point, it's going to be looked upon as a steal. By the time you see the cap increase over time and other deals get done over the next few years, it's going to be a very, very reasonable contract. Even today, I think, for a 30-goal scorer coming out of his entry-level deal, I think it's pretty reasonable as well. So they get him locked up on a long-term contract, which is good for their cap management as well. Now, they might have to make some other moves depending on what happens in the Dustin Byfuglien situation. I mean, the amount of cap space they have now with Byfuglien being suspended certainly offsets a little bit. They certainly still have a little bit of a cap problem, but it's nothing too difficult to manage. So we'll see if we can get in any kind of official confirmation on what Byfuglien's long-term plans are before the season starts, and if they're going to be getting official cap relief or not from that suspension. So I guess that's still a question mark looming over this team moving forward. But either way, the Winnipeg Jets in the last couple days here get Laine and Connor both signed. Both players will be with the team before the start of the season, and as much as they've had a really tumultuous offseason, getting these two guys signed and into their lineup for the start of the year is going to be a huge boost. So we'll see how they decide to make up their forward group lines and how they deploy their players this year, especially the Laine situation will be a little bit more interesting. But overall, I like this contract for Kyle Connor. What do you think? Let me know what your thoughts down in the comments section, and we can continue the conversation. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and turning on your notifications so you don't miss any future NHL news. Stay up to date with all 31 NHL teams from around the NHL. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.